Well, hello, my darlings. I'm Faith from Faith and Grits, and I've just sat down tonight and put the camera on and made the most awful mess you can imagine, but all in good fun. So I'm puzzling over what to do with this cover. So signatures are ready to go, but the cover, what do I do for the cover? So I'm still pondering like a full-on mixed media play session for the outside of the cover, but I thought tonight I want some marbled sheets to go inside. Now, my darlings, I've never, ever done marbling in my life, and I just put the camera on tonight and thought, just do it and play, and that's what I've done. So stick around to the end of the video. These are some of my test sheets. I did come up with two strong possibilities to go in here, and I've learned some peculiar things along the way. So keep watching, my darlings, and I'll be back with you in just a tick. Right, my darlings, I just thought put the camera on and we'll see what happens. Thinking about what I want to do with the cover, there's a few things I want to test for the outer cover. I know I'm covering the spine with some lace, but I want to have a go seeing if I can do a marbled paper to go on the inside cover. So we'll see. I got my old resting tin here. I got gloves on. I've got a green acrylic ink, which is a very primary green. I've got some, not gold, copper. Make sure they're really good and shook up. But I want to darken this green. Maybe a pop of yellow in there. We'll see. And red. I've only got sort of the primary colors here. So I'm going to use this dish to mix up a slightly darker green. Because this is very much like a primary green. So to add, I hope this works, a drop of black. See if I can darken that up just a little bit. Oh! Lucky I put gloves on. It looks very teal. Oh, God. A mess. Alright. That's okay. But if I can get bits of this green in there. There we go. Some of it is sinking. It looks very teal, doesn't it? It's definitely green. More green than the other colors anyway. But I want that green distributed all over before I add the other colors in there. Or at least that's what my creative muse is telling me to do. Lots of green floating on the top. Oh my word. Right, and I'm going to need more peanut. And my box of gloves is in the other room. And I don't want to touch the door handle. So, let's see here. Copper. That on. I know you can see the ring light above me, but that can't be helped. Little bitty drops. Ooh, that was a bloom and a half, wasn't it? Interesting. Okay. I'm wondering if this green is going to dry darker. Let's try one just the green and gold, shall we? So I've got some cardstock cut. Alright, cross your fingers. Holding my breath. Give it a second. I've got a tray here to set them on. Ooh, interesting. I wonder if that's gonna, that is definitely green. I wonder if it's gonna dry darker. Let's do one more with another color, and I might speed this up with the hairdryer just to check. What did I say? Maybe a little bit of red. Not much. Oh, I've just had a thought. Ronnie, bless her, when I was doing the gel plate printing, she was like, mess? Nope, not happening. Oh, you love this, Ronnie, honestly. Oh. No, I shared in the Rach&Bella group, and, you know, should I play it safe or should I go full mixed media? And somebody did respond, full on mixed media. Give it a go. This is so weird. This stuff behaves so strangely. So that looks more copper than red to me now. And that yellow looks like neon almost. So let's have a go with that. And holding my breath. Here we go. My tray back out here. And we shall see. Interesting. So that looks very pale to me. But I'm thinking, is it going to dry darker? I don't know. Right, I'm going to go heat these up, speed them along a bit, and we'll see. And go get fresh gloves. So, give me a tick, my darlings. Right, my darlings, these are more or less dry, or at least touch dry. That still doesn't look green to me. It is almost like a sea foam green in the light here. That was the first dip. I quite like that. But to me, it needs to be more vibrant and a little bit darker. So I'm thinking, have I not added enough to the tray? Is this just diluted? So let's have another go. I'm going to leave the ink in there. That's in there. I'm going to add a lot more green and more black and see what happens. And I forgot my gloves. So, right. So as to not, I've got my gloves. As to not waste what I attempted to darken in there, I've put a little bit of water in there, and I'm going to put a bit more water pipette. Try to get all that mixed up so it doesn't go to waste. And looking online, apparently you can do this with acrylic inks as well, but you've got to water them down. God, I'm making a mess. Right. Okay. More green. Straight from the bottle. And these weren't expensive. I had these bottles from the range. I think they were maybe a $5. Black. They weren't expensive at all. Darken this up a bit. Try that copper. No, I'll leave the copper red. Now that's quite a bit of ink in there, but I want to try to swirl it now. And I'm wondering if just having more ink will give me a better effect. It just looks like muddy soup now. Well, we'll see. Then I'm thinking, have I put too much black in there? Oh, honestly, I don't know if this is ever going to make it on YouTube, but we'll see. I am going to put copper in the top of that. It looks so murky. Please give me a color other than black. Just go for it. Whew. Tray over here ready, and should we see what happens? Nope, it's just black. Oh man. I'll do at least 2 of the black. Where is the other cardstock? Yeah, I put way too much black in there. I'm going to have to start over, I think. The black ones will get used. I think I may just off camera then do some more dips of the black, because I'll use that in some of my more gothic-y makes. I just know I've got way too much in there now. The copper isn't really showing up at all. Not even a glimmer. Let's try a big sheet. So that came out a lot paler, didn't it? So, I don't know. Right. I'm going to call quits on this now. I might try another tray. But I need tidy up time. So, I'm stickler, so I'll be back in a tick. Right, one more go, my darlings. There's still a tiny bit of copper in the bottom, and I'm not worried about that. I'm going to put, this time I'm going to put quite a lot of the green in there, and I have been sitting here shaking it really, really well, because I can see yellow pigment on the bottom. So it really, really needs to be shook up well, because it's been sitting for a while. A tiny amount of black, and maybe some splotches of yellow. So let's give it a go one more time. So green first. See if I can do some, because you can see where I do the drops, and a lot of the paint part of this is all dropped to the bottom. But I want what's sitting in the top, because that's only what's making contact with the paper. If there's leftover in the tray, I may soak some sheets overnight in the other room. There's a lot of green now floating on the top. And I don't know if you can see from that angle, but I can see what's floating on the top versus those bigger, heavier drops that have gone down the bottom. So some bits of yellow. droppers on this. These are quite fat droppers. And some black. Only a small amount. That was a small drop. Oh my God, look how dispersed that went. Okay, that one small drop might actually do it. But then I want to, don't want to mix. I just want to make it float in different directions. Okay. Right. Moment of truth. Let's try full size sheet. Sorry, I've gone quiet. I'm just thinking. It's like nothing I've ever tried before. Oh, that's... Ooh. Ooh, now I really like that. That's lovely. I want to do that again. What do you think? I know it's busy up against the pattern on this tray, but I do like that. Even if just this one works, I think this one A4 piece might be enough to do, it should be enough to do the two inside covers. But we have yumminess here to play with. But I need to go put that to dry. Why is it all gone like green? Bits on the bottom. Have I just lost? All that's embedded in the water now. Have I just? Does it mean I've just lost the blooms that were floating on the top? Right. I want to put that piece to dry because I really like it. I'll go grab another tray. Give me a tick. Right. So I'm going to repeat that again with some more green blooms. Yeah, you could see the blooms are sitting on the top. And some yellow. And let's try again for a teeny amount of black. Wow. Wow. The black just goes, I'm the boss. Oh, promising. The bubble. Don't want bubbles. Go away, bubbles. What do we think, my darlings? Should we go? Yeah, full sheet of A4 again. Let it stop moving a minute. It's still moving. Go for it. I think I'm starting to see the principle now of it, at least. It's what you can get to float. Because I think there are like marbling inks that you can buy specifically for this. And I was looking at where it says you can do this with acrylic paints, but you have to water them down. Oh, it's sinking. I don't know what you think. Oh, interesting. Oh, that one's very interesting as well. I like that. Now that might actually be better suited for Rach's UFO, because there's something very botanical about that one. Almost like it's like impressionistic flower petals, isn't it? So, right, I am definitely leaving it there for this one. I'm going to let these dry. I will pop back on when they're dry and figure out what I want to soak in this before I dispose of it. I don't know. But I don't want to waste all that ink either. I want to soak something in there. I don't know what. Because I have a feeling, even if I laid something on the top of this water now, like a scrap piece of printer paper here. Yeah. Nope. Yeah, there's a piece. Oh, there's a piece. No, that's... Yeah. If I had like a... This is just a note I've written to myself in the last video. If I lay this down on the top of this water now, I don't think anything's going to come on it. Because all this is now incorporated into the water and it's no longer floating on the top. Very little. But that tells me I could definitely soak things in here. So, I'm going to go and clean up and put something in here to soak. I don't know what yet. So, give me a tick, my darlings. So, the mess is contained. I've put some white cardstock pieces to soak in that ink. So, let's have a look what I've come up with. So, these are touch dry. They're not completely dry though. They are still damp in places. I've hit them with the hairdryer. So that's still a bit damp, but it's fine to handle. But I want all of these to properly cure and dry before I decide on the cover. But just wanted a quick show and tell. So that to me is still not green. That is like a sea foam color. I can see the green in there, but the green is very pale. That one I quite like, but not for this particular journal. So those are those two pieces. And then I put way too much black in, and black was the boss. So that I quite like. It's very muted. It's like a rosy gray color. That one, more or less gray, but a bit of the copper popped through to the surface there. And this I found interesting. Put these two out of the way. This I found very interesting because this was the first pull and that was the second. So, as you can see in the video, I gotta watch more videos about marbling. I need to look up some more information about it because it's what is on the surface that you need to be concerned about, not what's in the water. But then hopefully, after soaking these pieces now in that last tray, we'll see how they come out soaking and whether it's worth then saving the liquid. So anyhow, so I come down to two pieces then. Let me grab this one. That piece I really, really like. It's a bit light. I would have preferred that to be a little bit darker, but that little bit has given me those brown elements. So there's something very organic and woodland about this one. But it can be inked. I can go back and spray it with different mists if I want to. But I do really, really like the way this one has come out. And the other one, that's potential for the journal, is this one. and just wow. Let me hold it up a bit closer here. Honestly, they look like flower petals to me. They really, really do look like flower petals or botanicals in some way. So, no, I'm down to these two then to possibly be the fly sheets or the inside cover. So, but again, these are, I have hit them with a hairdryer with some heat, so they're touch dry, but the paper itself is still very damp. So these need to go away and cure overnight. And watch this space, my darlings. We'll see what happens.